Mike, John Worrell with the AP. Well, you obviously did come out with a green pullover, and happy St. Patrick's Day. And what is the feeling today being at St. Patrick's Day?
Well, can we make this quick? I'm the honorary Grand Marshal of the parade in an hour. So, if I could get out of here, I gotta, kiss babies and wave to people. The float I'm on, they say, is awesome. I'm just kidding. He was buying that.
No, St. Patrick's.
No, it's awesome. No, there's always a little buzz around our university and our place on St. Patrick's Day. There's no question about it, and figured I'd break out the festive green for it. I'll say this. St. Patrick's Day is great when you're still alive in the NCAA tournament. It sucks when you're not.
Let's go far side right here, and then we'll go to Dane in the center.
Paul Gotham picking splinters. There was a stretch yesterday in the first half where you guys converted coming out of timeouts on 3 or 4 and got what you wanted. There are a lot of experienced teams in America. Not everyone can execute to that level. Two-part, what's it take? What's it like to have that ace, and what's it take to get to that point to get guys to do that?
I think you have to have high basketball IQ guys and experience and veterans, and we're an older group. And we're an older group that has won together, and we've won together in this tournament. So I think the concentration and focus level in Brooklyn was fabulous. And yesterday, even though it was not pretty offensively for us, I thought we were very locked in. But we did get some good stuff, especially post-ups for Bonzi out of timeouts. We thought that was really good. And, again, this group has played together a lot now, and they know who they are. I give them a lot of credit that they kind of figure it out in our motion, and it's not maybe a specific play all the time.
Let's go Dana in the center.
Dana O'Neill at ESPN. Matt just termed you the loosest coach in America, and I'm just wondering if earlier in your career you think anybody would have referred to you as that, or is that something that you've aged into?
I think, Dana, I was a little more uptight when I got out to South Bend in 2000 because I just was trying not to get fired. You're trying to survive and build it. Even though I would say this inwardly, I was more uptight. I think I've always tried to be on, loose with our guys and not get them uptight. Of course, when you're a little more established, you can really be loose. I have tenure now at Notre Dame, so I'm really loose.
Right in the center here, Mark.
In a similar light, we have a rare confluence tomorrow of 2 coaches who don't wear ties facing each other. I think we know a lot of the backstory behind Coach Huggins' decision there, but you kind of do it differently because you actually are dressed quite slickly, but without a tie. And I know in your past you had another way of dressing as well, and I was wondering if you could kind of take us through that and your current thinking.
Well, I was maybe I was the one that got the Mac turtleneck popular, but that was my look. And when I got to Notre Dame, the first year, so God, does he really think that through? I said, I was in the America East. It's a bus league. You wear a sweatshirt on the bus when you beat Boston University and you bus 6 hours. So it was comfortable. I stayed with it until my daughter said, Dad, that's got to go. That's out. That's got to go. But there's no way I can put the tie on. So you're right. Bob and I were kidding at the meeting the other day. Said we run into each other, 2 guys not wearing ties. I don't know how the NCAA feels about that, and the whole decorum rule, if we'll get a fine or whatever.
Thank you, Coach. Go right behind you there to Jonah.
Hey, Mike. Jonah Javad with WGRZ TV, fellow no tie wearer. Question about the Irish fan base here in Buffalo. Did it feel like a neutral site at all yesterday for you?
Well, no, it didn't. I think, this town is a good ND town. I've, over 17 years, I've run into people from here that are big ND fans, whether they're alums or Subway alums. I hope they can get out of jail, by 8 a.m. tomorrow to come to our game because they're rolling today. I can tell you that much. Matter of fact, we have some extra bail money just to make sure we can get them out. We know what happens with the Irish on a day like today. But Yeah, there's no question in the second half yesterday, it felt like a road game. You know, West Virginia fans, Princeton fans are certainly, or Bucknell fans certainly cheering for Princeton, and that was kind of a road atmosphere in the ACC we had to escape. I think we'll be well represented tomorrow, though.
With your son from
Yeah.
going to school around these parts, has he told you about how Buffalo does St. Patrick's Day parades, whatnot?
He did a little bit, but the waitress helping us this morning, I said, so is it big here? And she went on for like 10 minutes how it's unbelievable. So, you know, I'm sure today, starting at noon, right? The bar's open at noon, and we're off and running.
Let's go to Dana here, and then we've got a couple in the back. If we can get a microphone in the back.
Mike, in an era when so many players are leaving early, I'm wondering if Villanova, and even perhaps if you were to ever win a national championship, if programs like yours with experience are more equipped to repeat.
You know, I think they are. And, you know, Jay and I's program, as you know, kind of built the same way with guys that grow up in the program and get older and aren't necessarily McDonald's All-Americans. I think it's a huge advantage. I think what it's done, you know, through the Big East and the ACC, we've been very consistent because we've never been too young. We've had guys growing up. We've had, I call it the junior year light bulb go on, Zach August, VJ Beecham, guys that are with us for 2 years, Matt Farrell. You know, you throw them in there, and then as juniors, they're really ready to deliver for you. You know, I tell young coaches when they get the job, get old and stay old. You know, can you get a rhythm to your roster, whether you're redshirting, taking transfers, which we've done, to stay older really helps.
In the back.
Mike, you've got a long history with West Virginia from years gone by.
Yeah.
Just some of your memories, good, bad. You had a lot of success during some of those runs.
We've had great games with West Virginia, and this is bringing back a lot of Big East memories all afternoon and night last night. I'm thinking about our games, certainly against John Beeline, and since Bob has been there. And I guess my memory is how hard the Mountaineer crowd is on us down there. It is one of the most brutal. I have heard some of the most unbelievable stuff, but what I do is I'll turn to my assistant and go, God, that was a good one. You know, I mean, he really ripped me on that one. No, it's been unbelievable down there. Great games, great battles. The last game I remember is, you know, we had that 2 seed with Ben Hansborough. We go down there and West Virginia beat us. And Jerry West's son is a walk-on. He throws him in a game. He bangs down a 3 across from our bench. I said, we ain't winning today. Forget it. Jerry West's son hit a 3. It's over. Let's go home. Get ready for the next one. But just great matchups. Pitt Snoggle, ball screen, stepping back and shooting a 3. Butler, you know, through the years. We played a lot. We played a lot of great games. A lot of great memories.
All the way back, Justin.
Coach Justin Jackson with the Dominion Post. It was obviously interesting the other day when you compared Matt with Bobby Hurley. I'm just kind of wondering what have you seen with West Virginia's Javon Carter, and how do you kind of see that matchup between him and Matt tomorrow?
Well, let me. Matt Farrell is not better than Jerry West. Okay? I just want to be clear on that. I think it's a great matchup, and guess what? They played on an all-star team together this summer, the East Coast All-Star. They know each other. They were over in, I believe, Italy. So they're kind of buddies, and they went after each other in practice. It's a great matchup. Carter is a heck of a guard, and he's a winner. He's a big shot taker, and he's a big shot maker, heck of a defender. That's a great matchup at the point.
You get a couple questions over here. Let's start with Mark, closest.
Hi, Mike. Mark Herman from Newsday in New York. It seems like the players are so phenomenal in shooting threes these days. How has that evolved since you started coaching?
Yeah, it's an amazing weapon now, and almost all of us really use it. You know, I guess a great example is you have a 3-on-2 fast break. God, we were drilled as young players, you got to get a layup. Now guys spot up and fire, and there's not even a second thought. I mean, I don't ever seen a coach yell, that's a bad shot, if it's the right guy shooting it. It's an amazing weapon. It's one that we use offensively, and it's one that we worry about defensively. Certainly yesterday was an example of that. How can we limit guys, you know, of making threes against? Our three-point line defense is something we talk about, and it's been probably our best this year. It's why it's helped us.
Got another unrelated question that, you know, you have a very solid fan and the governor of New Jersey. Where does that go back from?
Delaware. He's a Delaware grad. Chris Christie's a Delaware grad. And when I got the job, he was just an attorney and came down, big hoops guy, and was real supportive of my program. Now his daughter is at ND and is a manager for us. So we were great friends when I was in Newark, Delaware, and he was a hoops fan lawyer from New Jersey. And he knows more about my team than some of my staff. The guy's unbelievable, plugged into our stuff. So love having him around.
We'll go here and then we'll go all the way in the back.
Mike, Josh Farrell from City of Basketball Love. Steve and VJ both gave you a lot of credit for saying they were both kind of soft-spoken kids in their freshman and sophomore year. They said you were really instrumental in helping them open up. I was just wondering if you could, talk about what you saw from them from that standpoint when they were young and how they've kind of matured in that.
Yeah, they were really quiet guys, and we had good vocal old guys when they were young. And I think what's helped them too is seeing some of the older guys that have come before them. They saw Jaron Grant and Pat Connaughton lead one heck of a team 2 years ago. That's the best example ever. Nothing I can tell them is going to get them, more ready to lead than seeing that. And then they saw Demetrius Jackson and Zach August do a job that maybe I didn't expect they could do, and being vocal and verbal. So they have come out of their shell, and you add Bonzi and Matt Farrell to that, and it's been kind of a nice chemistry of voices leading our team.
Coach, we're going to go all the way in the back.
Mike, Jeff Coyle with West Virginia Illustrated. We've made a lot all season long about the idea of a quick turnaround, getting prepared for the Mountaineers and that pressure defense. What has it been like for you guys from the scout with your assistants to now, this 48 hours leading up to tip-off to face a bit of an unorthodox style?
Yeah, I think we've, tried to compare them to Florida State, which we played 3 times, playing 11, 12 guys, getting up, getting into you. The game in Tallahassee we lost, we turned it over 18 times. We did not take care of the basketball. The other 2 times we did. So we try to make a comparison there and get back to that kind of prep. I don't want to overcoach it. We have press offense that you work on back in October, and you don't want to overanalyze it too much. We need guys to be receivers. I think we can prepare in a day. I've got really pretty sharp guys and high basketball IQ guys. So I think our thing is, when we get through it, are we looking to attack or are we looking to run offense? And then we have to change defenses on them. We can't play man-to-man the whole game. We got to make them play against something different to kind of maybe change a rhythm, since they change your rhythm with full court pressure.
And speaking of the rhythm, they say they want to speed up opposing teams. Is that a mental thing, a physical thing? How do you keep your guys from getting caught up in that?
Yeah, we're not the fastest, if you look at our pace. We have been kind of a situational running team. I think what we do is we've gotten to do a good job when we don't have numbers in transition. We kind of back that thing out and make you guard us for a while. And we're going to have to be disciplined with that. Now, that's easier said than done, because they're really good in the half court, too. They're face guarding you. They may just run and trap you there. And so finding the rhythm of this game, I think, is going to be a feeling out process for us tomorrow in the first half.
Yep. Down front, Mark.
Are you going to sleep easier tonight because you got Matt? I mean, because, if you got an inexperienced point guard, they'll just chew that guy into mush,
Yeah, no, there's no question, Matt. But, Steve Astoria, TJ Gibbs, Rex Pfluger, our big guys. Bonzi could bring the ball up a little bit. We don't turn the ball over much. It's a team that doesn't turn the ball over. I think we're first or second or third in the nation against a team that turns people over, so something's got to give. We're going to kick it around a little bit more than usual, but we have to be great with it tomorrow overall to win.
Go ahead, John.
Mike, and this is almost a follow-up on Matt, and I think you may have raised at least some eyebrows here in comparing Matt to Bobby yesterday, or 2 days ago, I'm sorry. What gives you that confidence that he is that type of a player, and what do you make of the adjustment that he's made in going from where he was a year ago to where he is now?
My comparison is skill set, not honors. Skill set, period. And I think his ability to play fearlessly and make plays off the ball screen, which he's had to do all year, and then his ability to score and make shots. makes him unbelievably valuable to us. You know, he shoots it and he shoots it deep. He can make the runner in the lane. He can get to the hole with his speed and get fouled. He's pretty much automatic from the foul line. You know, so that's why I made the comparison, but also that's why we're got a chance to get to the second weekend. You know, we lose Grant and Jackson, 2 guards to the NBA. The big question mark was who's going to handle the ball for us, and for him to do what he's done, I mean, it's just a great story, really a neat story, and glad he's coming back for another year. I think.
Got time for 2 more. We'll start over here on the far side here.
Chris McKee, Sportsnet Canada. Obviously, last night being a high point of the season for you guys. Can you look back and think, you know, the lowest point of the season for you and your team and what you guys did to kind of fight through that?
Yeah, we lost 5 out of 6 in the ACC, and the 5th was at North Carolina. Remember that game that was postponed because the water in Chapel Hill was so... everything was screwed up, and we played great. We made a comeback, lost to Carolina there. That was 5 out of 6, and we were 6-5 in the league. Coming home to play Wake Forest, and we had to kind of make our stand against Wake, and we did. We played very nervous in the first half because we knew how much was on the line to get going again. Then we beat Florida State on that Saturday, and we've been on a pretty good run ever since. But again, when you have maturity and older guys and their demeanors kind of like that, you can handle 5 out of 6 without panic.
Any other questions for Coach?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.